For once, the microphone is shorter than me, so that's exciting. Welcome, everybody. My name is Misty Longman. I am the manager of the Tatawa Student Center at the University of Regina. I'm also a SOTO member of the George Gordon First Nation, so today's a tough day, and I'm really excited to spend it here with you guys and with you. As we gather here today, the Regina Public Library would like to acknowledge this land on which we gather as Treaty 4 territory, the traditional lands of the Nehewak, the Saulteaux, Dakota, Lakota, Nakota, and the homeland of the Michif Nation. Regina Public Library is committed to working together with Indigenous peoples as we take important steps forward on the pathway of collaboration, reconciliation, and change. Before we begin, though, we would like to ask Elder Marjorie LaValle to please come up and start us off in a good way.
Testing. En anas komuano te petta kusiniana saimina, kota kiskau emiga uiahu tanotska kiskak. Nanas komama mauttaa imaakse manto. Pe gongoahta kautsapatama kota kiskau. I said, we have to give thanks to the Creator today for giving us another day to enjoy life and to wake us up this morning to this beautiful morning to live another day, to enjoy this life that we have been given and to share with each other the love, compassion, and kindness that we should be sharing today. We are here to commemorate the past children, from residential school that never made it home. And also to the survivors of the Indian residential schools, like myself. I am a survivor of the Indian residential schools. I don't tell too many people, but I lived with the nuns for many, many years. And it's always been, I don't want to talk about it. I get very emotional about it. But today I was asked to sing and to say that we are here to honor the past children of Indian residential schools and the survivors, like I said. So the first song I'm going to sing, I'll sing 2 songs at the beginning, and at the end of the program, I'll sing a thank you song, okay? Plus, I want to say thank you to the host drum that's here to give us the honor song, and for all the people that have made the effort to come and take part in this commemorative day, which is an honor for us. Muniao kia kaitak, you non-native people, thank you for coming and taking the time out to support the initiatives that will continue and which I am sure will be moving forward in this 21st century for Canada, because we will make sure that it does move forward as Indigenous people. Hi, hi. And I carry this eagle with me wherever I go because it's an honor to have an eagle. So next time you run across an eagle feather, honor it. Put it over your mantle at home because it is there to protect you. That's our culture. Nigan gagagisamun. First, I'm going to say hi to Grandmother Spirit for guiding me through the years and for guiding all of us here today. Every month is the full moon. We should honor and thank the full moon for giving us another month to enjoy that journey. And today I say a little prayer for all of us. Kawitsihko mama otawi maokse manto. Ano tawi maokse manto guys mi otoin. Te magihtaw nano tanot skagiskag. Witsenan sawe menano tsemo kasnan. Te magay menano tanot no tawi maokse manto minan gawi mao. No kompansak ne mosompanak memeko sissak. Te magay menan ne mosompanak. Hai tu ano te pentom gawi anistaita pewitsihtasoan. Nanaskomon no tawi mao. Te magihtaw niston kamogiskauskoi sihat gawian. O tsemo kasnan o tanots. Hai kahkioki koi kas miupain o tanots kagiskag. Hai. Ekuse. As I said, I will sing two songs. The first one is to Grandmother Moon, and the second one will be to honor the children. I sang these two songs at the United Nations when I was invited to the youth symposium, and people were very grateful from all over the world. I'm supposed to get as close as I can to the mic. Tipskau pisim no companes away men no tahanots. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Ya hey yo. Tipskau pisim no companes away men no tahanos. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Ya hey yo. Tipskau pisim no companes away men no tahanos. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Ya hey yo. One more time. Tipskau pisim no companes away men no tahanos. Hey yo, hey yo, hey yo, hey yo. Ya hey yo. Hi. The other song I'm going to sing is the honor song for the Awasisak. The children. Awasisak means children. That's for the children that have gone past and for the surviving children. We are all spiritual. Sawe make a wasisak. Sawe make a wasisak. Sawe make a wasisak. Sawe make a wasisak. Hey yo, hey yo. Sawe make a wasisak. Sawe make a wasisak. Sawe make a wasisak. Hey yo, hey yo. Sawe make a wasisak. Sawe make a wasisak. Sawe make a wasisak. Hey yo, hey yo. Hey yo yo oh, hey yo yo oh. Hey yo yo oh, hey yo yo oh. Ama anu tawi ma on nasko mon utano smstikoski ko se apatsak. En nasko mak mama tawi ma se manto. Egas kihtaan enkä musta mookka kiuku tai sinuok. Kiamka miupa inuutaan otsaski. Hai hai, hai hai, hai hai, hai hai. Eko se. Hai hai, thank you. Hai hai means thank you. I'll leave this here.
Thank you, Elder LaValle. And now we'll ask Plains Cree Inc. to come up and offer us an honor song. We ask those who are able to, can you please stand at this time? Thank you, gentlemen. Everyone, you may be seated. Do I have a mic? And now to begin, I'll invite Jeff Barber, CEO and Library Director, to welcome everybody here today.
Thank you, Misty. First, I would like to extend our thanks to Elder LaValle and for the opening prayer and songs, as well as to Plains Cree Inc. for the powerful song, and of course to their young apprentice who is also up here. It is my honor to welcome all of you today to Regina Public Library. One of the guiding principles of Truth and Reconciliation is ongoing public education and dialogue about the history of residential schools in Canada and their lasting impact. Creating opportunities for our community to learn more about Indigenous communities and Indigenous experiences is something we are deeply committed to at the library. There is no doubt that these conversations, they can be difficult and emotional conversations, but the truth of Truth and Reconciliation is that there can be no progress without open and honest dialogue. When survivors like Bevann Fox have the courage to stand up and share their stories, it's our duty and our privilege to listen. On behalf of myself and everyone at RPL, we are honored to hold space for Bevann, for the survivors and families she represents, and for all the children who did not survive the residential school system. Thank you all for being here today and joining us for this conversation.
That was a good one. Yeah, you're right, absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Jeff. And now I am pleased to introduce our speaker for this afternoon, Bevann Fox. Bevann is a member of Pasqua Nation, originally from Pi-Pot Nation, Treaty 4 territory. In 2012, she received her Bachelor of Arts in Arts and Culture, and in 2018, her Master's in Business Administration Leadership from the University of Regina. In 2014, she was honored with the YWCA Women of Distinction Award, Arts, Culture, and History. She received the Indigenous Voice Award of 2021, Creative Nonfiction Life Writing for Genocidal Love. Genocidal Love was also honored with the Saskatchewan Book Award in 2021. So I'd like to welcome Bevann Fox.
Oh, now I can breathe here. Thank you, Elder Marjorie, for that beautiful prayer and the beautiful songs and the beautiful drum honor song. And thank you for Regina Public Library for providing this space for reconciliation. I know that's one of the calls to action that you talked about. So I was nervous, I'm nervous, but happy to be here with you all, and I thank you for coming. All orange, looking like orange people. I printed off my notes to follow, and I didn't even check, and it came out all blurry. So I'll probably try to make sense of it anyway. I just want to start off with this. I was given tobacco also from Wendy Sinclair. In our culture, we're always given tobacco as when we're asked to speak. So I have it right here, so thank you. On social media, Dr. Laurie Campbell posted, "Are you being accountable for your learning? Which call to action resonates for you? And how are you taking steps personally and professionally to ensure it is being addressed?" So and the 94 calls to action, I think the Truth and Reconciliation was set out, I think, in 2015, and now we're 6 years later? But it's good. I mean, this is a start, right, later on. I mean, we have this holiday now, this day to remember the children. It's really emotional for me right now, and I'm glad Misty here, she's my niece. So her mom wasn't supposed to tell me that she was going to be here and be speaking with me or doing the honors here. So thank you, Misty. You did a good job. I said, I'm glad you told me, because if I saw her, I would have started crying right away. And to meet Memphis, her baby, too. Little Nosim's grandchild. So I wrote this book. When I wrote this book, it was meant for my children and grandchildren, so that I could leave this for them in case they ever come upon cycles in their life, like cycles of, I call it genocide, because I attended a residential school in my first early years of childhood, and it was the most horrific I've ever been through in my life. Those were my first learnings in education. There wasn't much education, maybe 3 hours of academic, and the rest was all physical labor. And anyway, I wanted to write this book for them, but after, I wanted to reach a larger audience, and I thank you, readers, who's read this book in here? Oh, good, okay. I can count on my 5 fingers. Thank you, readers, and especially the non-Indigenous peoples, too. And I get feedback, and it's amazing because they actually go through a journey through these pages. Everybody does. And there is a lot of pain in here, horrific abuse that I describe in detail that I went through as a child. And then also, I documented that legal compensation claim to the government and the churches. I went through years of that, and that was such a grueling, another horrific experience. We shouldn't have to go through that. And that claim took like 11 years for me to get. And then, so I documented it in here to show that, that's just another one of our policies that Canada has created, and a model framework that put all the Indigenous people on to apply for that compensation. And I think they should keep that open, for survivors, because many didn't go through it, many didn't apply because they didn't want to relive the painful and the hurts. My own mother, she passed away right after, because I really think it opened up a lot of pain for her that she couldn't handle it, and it really took over her body. How much time do I have? I'm over my nervousness now, so I'll probably talk for. I also have a TV show, Access TV. One of my co-hosts here is sitting here, Wendy White Bear, and we portray the success of Indigenous people, and we're always promoting them on our show, and we're in our 7th season now with Access 7. So tune in every Sunday, 11:30. Okay, no more plugins. So I just want to read here. I'll do some readings. How much time do I have? You have about 22 minutes. Oh gosh, that's a long time. Okay, thank you. Where are you? I had these all marked. It's awfully hot in here too. I'll read here. Sam McKegney, author of Magic, Weapons, and Masculinity, he did a review of my book, and he said, Fox tears beauty from the jaws of genocide, daring to claim love beyond settler imaginings, love that nurtures futures and made possible a more just world. This book is an act of defiant generosity. So thank him for that. I'll just read the prologue here. The prologue in Genocide Love. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful land with millions of beautiful red people who lived in a traditional, peaceful life in balance with the nature of Mother Earth. One day, a wicked queen came from another world to visit. She was amazed with the beautiful land and the beautiful red people. My, what do we have here? She said in a cackling, shrill voice. She turned to her men in silver shining armor. Get ready for battle. We will take over this land and all the red people. The queen turned to her representative, a short man. Go and represent me and meet with the red people. Fool them with a piece of paper called a treaty. We will fill it with promises. They cannot read, speak, or write English anyway. Invite the Red leaders to sign this treaty paper with any kind of mark because they can't write. That piece of paper, well, with their mark, will give me control of all the lands, and I promise to take care of the Red people as my own little Red children. I will be their mother, dearest. I am the richest, fairest one in all the lands. I will take care of all the Red children forever and ever. The wicked queen laughed and laughed. The treaty was written with promises. It was talked about between the Red people and the queen's men. The queen promised in the treaty that if the Red people surrendered their land, they would get gunpowder, a brick school, health and wellness, reservations to live on, and $5 each year. This treaty was to last forever as long as the sun shines, the grass grows, and the river flows. It would never be broken. Yellow Dog Breast, my hero, came to the signing of the treaty in the beautiful valley. He was very angry as he walked forward to the front line. Everyone stopped to look at him. Yellow Dog Breast was strikingly beautiful. He stood tall as he held his robe around him. Finally, he threw off his robe and stood completely naked. Yellow Dog Breast gave out a cry to the heavens. He threw up his arms and jumped in the air and then fell to his knees. He leaned forward and kissed the ground and said, "This is my land." The queen laughed and laughed as a representative told a story about Yellow Dog Breast. Yellow Dog Breast may have stopped the signing of the treaty briefly, but his own Red people did not listen. As the queen sang, "This land is my land forever and ever," all her horses and men danced along beside her, and she lived happily ever after. So it starts with that. Okay. So I won't read the whole book here today because I don't have time. Okay, 2. This one here. This book, too, is filled with humor and inspiration and hope, especially for indigenous people. Like some people can read it and they can't. The ones who attended the school. Shouldn't even call them schools. They should be like institutions. They weren't schools. I took a class at the University of Regina, one of my last classes, and you know what it was called? It was called Terrorism and Its Companions. And the study was 9/11, the Holocaust, and residential schools. That class, I wish they would have continued it. I learned a lot there about the ideology that was said about us from the start, like even in policy framework, there's that fear put there about us. We're not, it was just really profound, and I learned so much from that class. Okay, where was my reading here? Okay, this is from the preface. I have to say, though, that despite the good feeling I have about genocidal love today, I'm still forced to live with the fact that the effects of genocide will never be over, that the trauma I experienced will never completely go away. I wrote earlier that I created this story of truth for my children and grandchildren in hope that they would break the cycle of genocidal effects and live their precious, beautiful lives to the fullest. You will see a symbol of this hope in the final chapter. We are royalty too. Like my son, Myrtle's character in this book, gives Prince Charles of England a tour of his high school and attends a basketball game with him. Like my grandson, Myrtle's eldest grandson, dances for the great-great-great-grandson of the Queen who signed the treaties with my ancestors. Myrtle's youngest grandson, at 12 years old, delivers a speech about the treaties before the Queen's representative. The ending of Genocidal Love offers hope that with the new generation, the story can be freed from its fictional self. Today, I'm just me, a normal person living a successful, happy, healthy life. Although with the disruption of genocidal effects here and there, I will live with them forever. Anxiety is everywhere in my body. As I type this preface, I feel anger too. It's possible to feel every emotion, but I will work through all this and continue. I hope you understand and can find some compassion and awareness of the reality in Canada when it comes to the lasting and multi-generational effects of residential school trauma. You may never know what it is like to live with genocidal effects, but Genocidal Love will take you there. There are many of us Myrtles, both female and male, out there. I know there are. Perhaps justice will come out of the publication of this new and improved version of my original novel. I can only pray for that. Nowadays, freedom for me is simply enjoying my morning coffee on the deck when the weather is fine, grateful that I can make delicious Sunday dinners for my beautiful children and grandchildren. Sometimes, though, my mind wanders as I sip my coffee. And I think about the damage and the trauma inflicted on Indigenous people like me over the last few hundred years, and then those lines from my novel come to me. Myrtle thought of Yellow Dog Breast, where are you? Did you see this coming? You saw this for the future, but the leaders didn't listen. They signed the treaties. The treaties were to last for as long as the sun shines and the grass grows and the river flows. So that was that part. How much time do I have left, Misty?
8 or 9.
Okay. I said I was going to talk about maybe the humor in the book and say, how do you find a good Indigenous man? There's a list in here, and one of the list is must not have went to residential school. His parents nor his grandparents. And that's why I'm single still. Said it too. But yeah, it's just, reality is about the effects today. They still exist out there. Okay. Back to. Okay, maybe I'll just read the last one, because is there going to be question and answer questions? Okay. This is a part where Myrtle, the character, after many failed relationships of, domestic violence, that's why I say I could have been dead today. I could not made it home from the residential school. I could have died there. Many times I thought I was going to die there from all the beatings, like really bad beatings, and just being 7 years old. And then later on in life with domestic violence, relationships where I was beaten so bad, where I was left to die on the street. So putting myself in dangerous situation, it was just a cycle. And then all the relationships. So here's a story part that after Myrtle she's an adult woman now. She just broke up, got out of a bad relationship. After the breakup, I wrote on a napkin, only those that can stand up to make change can do it. Some can't and don't care to try, or do they? They will laugh at you to your face, or they haven't I won't swear, haven't a clue, because they're in this cycle of genocidal love. Hurt and pain is all they know. Terror, that's all I know. Is that it? It exists in their spirits, still trying to get out? No, it's easier to not feel, to walk around pilled up, sniffed up, or on drugs or drunk, or to have sex with anyone. It's easier to not feel because you can't look after the children. I can't, because they said I'm worthless as stink savage and evil ugly pagan. Beat me some more, that's what I want. Hit me, spit on me, humiliate me, so you will pass it on to the next generation, and they too can laugh and belittle and humiliate their kids, put shame on them, terrorize and abandon them. Their kids will do the same to their kids. Genocidal love, is that what you want, being the victim of genocide all the time, every day? Genocidal love will find you wherever you are. I transferred this from the napkin to my journal because I was going to create a painting or write a song about it someday. I woke up in my clean new bed in my clean home. I swiffered the hardwood floors over the weekend, and I loved how that clean floor felt under my feet. I was sick of attracting the wrong men. Love? That was not love. I decided to call my friend just to talk about my Swiffer, and I felt at peace again, enjoying my bare feet on a clean floor. Others might take for granted something as simple as a clean floor, but it left me feeling overwhelmed with gratitude. The words flowed easily onto the piece of purple paper that I choose from the drawer. A simple thing called choice. The cycle broken and life begins. Is that cycle really broken? How is that life? How do you know if your life is in a mess when this is the life you have grown up to believe? How do you change that life? How do you wash away the brainwash of myths and beliefs? How do you know, Myrtle? How do you know? I shivered and looked for my sweater. One of my ex-husbands always told me to put a sweater on instead of cranking up the heat. Never mind the sweater, I thought, as I moved the thermostat as high as it would go. Damn it, this is my home. So that's, thank you. It's very hot up here. So what's next on the agenda? Okay. So anyway, I thank you for listening to me, and this book can be purchased at Indigo Chapters on the South End, Penny University, Coles, and the University of Regina Press. Thank you very much, everybody. Reconciliation.
She's right, it is warm in here, but I've got these beautiful fashionistas I have to keep up with, so I'm not taking my coat off. Thank you so much, Auntie, for that. Before we wrap up, Connie Starblanket is here. She's going to do a healing dance for us. Aaron Tatusis, our very good friend, is also going to come up here. He'll introduce Connie to us, and he'll also explain the importance and significance of the jingle dance. Thanks, Aaron. She hears my voice.
Got to adjust the mic here, up here, a little bit taller than Misty. But good afternoon. My name's Aaron Tatusis. I come from the Palmaker Cree Nation and Treaty 6 territory. I guess I was asked to come in and speak about the Jingle Just Dance, and it's not really something that I do too much about, in regards to powwows, but I am like the neighborhood treaty expert. But the dance here, we have Connie Starblanket from the Starblanket Cree Nation, and she's going to be doing a bit of the dance here to demonstrate, but not only to demonstrate, but to also start, I guess, the healing. We've brought in the drum, we've brought in some singing with the elder here as well, calling out to the spirits here that, telling them something that we're going to do something here today. And nothing more appropriate than to bring a jingle dress in here as well. This is a dance that goes back to the 1920s in Whitefish Bay, Ontario. And there's so many different little versions of this, but the consistency of the story is that there was a little girl that was sick, and she was to the point of no return almost, where she wasn't going to recover. And when we get like that, as indigenous peoples, as Indians, we seek to desperate measures into ceremony. We're willing to give up anything it is that we can to give life into our own children, so that they'll have a longer life, a better quality of life. And to see your own child sick that way must have been quite a hardship. And you have to remember the history as well too. In the 1920s, from 1881 to 1951 and 1952, our ceremonies were illegal. It was illegal for us to do things that made us well again, like sing on the drums here, to dress like this, to do the things that healed us and made us well again. That was illegal for a very long time. So it was one of the things that, that from that era, that we're very lucky to have here even today. So the girl got sick. Her father went into ceremony to ask for help, and he was given this way of dress through a dream. He was given the instructions of how to construct this dress and the instructions of what to do with that dress. He was to dress up his daughter in that dress, and whatever movements she could make, she would become healthy again. It eventually came to the point that she became well enough to dance. This lady was named Maggie White, and she brought the dance from the east to the west, and she was at powwows even here in Saskatchewan. And she passed away in 1992 as a real old woman. And today, a lot of the jingle dress dancers today carry on that responsibility as to bring in this healing dance. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to our drum group, and we'll give Connie 2 starts, okay? Or 4. Two starts, okay.
Thank you so much, Connie, and thank you, Aaron, for providing those teachings with us today. We will now ask Elder Marjorie to come back up, and we will have her do a closing prayer for us. I feel like with Elder Marjorie, we have our own Annalise Obamso, with this regal, I'm taking notes, is what I want you all to know.
That is a good one. Hi. I will sing one more song to give thanks. That we have been blessed with another day to enjoy life. And I will sing a thank you song and say hi to everyone that took the time to come and honor the children that did not survive the residential school, and to honor the ones that survived, that are here with us today. Amaganut tawimak se manto, temagihtaunanut kiskak. En anaskomakko kuutakaan kamutsik, kapewichi taasutsik, for all of us here today. We are survivors, and we will survive. Kaituea. Aiman, the challenges are there, but we are strong, we are resilient, and we will move forward. That's for the future of our own children. Thank you. Ninanas kumau no tawi mau, ninanas kumau ne gawi mau, ninanas kumau no companes, ninanas kumau ne mosompanes. Hey yo yo, hey yo yo. Ninanas kumau no tawi mau, ninanas kumau ne gawi mau, ninanas kumau no companes, ninanas kumau ne mosompanes. Hey yo yo, hey yo yo. Ninanas kumau no tawi mau, ninanas kumau ne gawi mau, ninanas kumau no companes, ninanas kumau ne mosompanes. Hey yo yo, hey yo yo. Ninanas kumau no tawi mau, ninanas kumau ne gawi mau, ninanas kumau no companes, ninanas kumau ne mosompanes. Hey yo yo, hey yo yo. Ama tawi maukse manto kenanas kom nao tano tsegi sihta hom eki wihkom kauiaan kapewi sihta swan ek se keis nanas komuan et ke se jusiane ko kita magihta on niston kamugis kauskoi sikat kauiaan mino kota kauitap makkaan kamutsik kita magino kamamiutaks no kahjosko temua minä nistanaan kahkio ngamiutaks sennaan sko temna hutano tsek seituan. Hai tuan no tawi maun gawi maun no kompansak ne mosompanak me ko sissak hai tuan mistä koski ko saata jokan hai sawaimen knista minä on itse kautta apevitseut sawaime te magna utek seisen tätä magesta mok o apeke hiuasis hai tuan no tawi maun gawi maun no kompansak ne mosompanak hai and thank you for inviting us, Wendy Sinclair and the rest of the crew. Hi. Ekose. Huh? That's good. Hi.
Thank you. Thank you, Elder LaValle. Thank you to my Auntie Bev. I know that we have a lot of other survivors that are here with us today, and we thank you as well. And I want you all to know that you have given stuff to us today by being here with us, and we hope that you take care of yourselves today. That's really important as well. So thank you for giving what you've given us, and we hope that you give yourself hugs today as well. And everybody else, thank you as well for coming. Reconciliation is a journey, and we must all work towards understanding our shared histories, our truth, as we make our way through this journey. We would like to encourage everyone that is here to explore those 94 calls to action and how you are individually implementing them into your personal lives as well as your professional lives. We all have responsibilities. It is all of our collective histories. Thank you once again to Plains Cree. Thank you to Aaron and Connie for what they've done. I'd like to thank the library for bringing us all together today. We would also like to remind you that the library has some other events that are taking place. They have a screening of Indian Horse tonight here at the Film Theater at 7 p.m. They have Decolonize YQR, Decolonizing the Workplace, on October 19th at 7 p.m. You can find more information on both of these events at the library's website. We also wanted to let you know that we did record this event and that we will be sharing this event with the public later today, or later in general, maybe. I won't give them a commitment, but it will be on social media, so you'll find ways to access this in the future. We would also like you to know that they hooked us up with some bannock. So there will be some bannock over at the end here. You can grab that on your way out. We ask that you wait and eat that and enjoy it in the park and not eat that in the library itself. So thank you guys so much for coming today. We really appreciate it. Have a really good afternoon.